Genesis 19:1. The two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them and bowed himself with his face to the earth. Genesis 19:3. But he pressed them strongly, so they turned aside to him and entered his house, and he made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Genesis 19:5. And they called to Lot,
"Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may know them."
Genesis 19:6-7. Lot went out to the men at the entrance, shut the door after him, and said,
I beg you, my brothers, do not act so wickedly.
Genesis 19:10-11. But the men reached out their hands and brought Lot into the house with them and shut the door. And they struck with blindness the men who were at the entrance of the house, both small and great, so that they wore themselves out groping for the door. Genesis 19:17. And as they brought them out, one said,
Escape for your life. Do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the hills, lest you be swept away.
Genesis 19:24-25. Then the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah sulfur and fire from the Lord out of heaven, and he overthrew those cities, and all the valley, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. Genesis 19:26. But Lot's wife, behind him, looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Genesis 19:30. Now Lot went up out of Zoar and lived in the hills with his two daughters, for he was afraid to live in Zoar. So he lived in a cave with his two daughters. Genesis 19:31-32. And the firstborn said to the younger,
Our father is old, and there is not a man on earth to come in to us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve offspring from our father.
Genesis 19:33. So they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. He did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Genesis 19:34. The next day the firstborn said to the younger,
Behold, I lay last night with my father. Let us make him drink wine tonight also. Then you go in and lie with him, that we may preserve offspring from our father.
Genesis 19:35. So they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Genesis 19:37. The firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. Genesis 19:38. The younger also bore a son and called his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of the Ammonites to this day.